Hey guys, I'm just very quickly going to show you how I've reported the data this time and some tips and tricks for what you can do to change how the data looks for you. So this time, and this is just an example, um, I have given you two different options for how to look at the data. First, I've given it by test, and so all of the performance series stuff for the whole year is together. You can see that right there. And then Dibbles, it's all together, and the tests that go together are right on top of each other, so you can see how they progressed from K through second. And then at the end, I have all of the different wonders tests they've had for the whole year. So that's one option. The second option is by semester. So basically, what you're going to see is what you've been seeing before. You see all the beginning of the year stuff, the performance series, the dibbles at the beginning, and then you see the wonders stuff up through what we had them turn in December, and then it starts over again with a second semester with that performance series data and dibbles and wonders. And right now, today, possibly tomorrow too, there won't be performance series data in there yet because I'm going to do that, but I know that so many of you are waiting on the wonders data for your presentations that I'm getting that done first, and then I'll send you another document that has all the performance series data in it, and I'm looking at the best way to present that data because just giving you the same kind of information might not be the most valuable way that I can report it to you. Okay, so let me show you something else. If I go to the by test one, if I want to look at dibbles and see that this dibbles part is very valuable and it shows right on top of each other what they're supposed to be. But then when I want to look at wonders data, it's kind of in my way. I have to scroll all the way over to see the teacher's name and then scroll over this way. So here's what I do. Let's say that I wanted to get rid of the performance series stuff and the dibble stuff just temporarily. So what you can do, you can go up here and you can click and hold and drag across to select everything that you would like to hide. And so I'm going to hide all the performance series and dibble stuff. And then I'm going to right click up here and I'm going to click hide. And now that scoots all the wonder stuff over so that it's next to the teacher's names. But if I want that information to come back, all I have to do is highlight the two columns on either side of where I clicked hide, and then right click and click unhide, and it all comes back. And you can even, like, if you hide things, a lot of times when I'm working with the data, I will hide several weeks worth of stuff just so I can look at what was most recent. So I'm going to hide all of that. If I wanted to hit print now, I could make it print just this part, and it would leave out the stuff that I've hidden. So that's one trick that I like to use. Let me unhide it so that it comes back. The same thing on the by semester, like if you're kind of over semester one, you don't really want to look at it right now. You might want to come back to it later, but right now you just are interested in semester two. You can select all of that, right click, and hide it, and it goes away. And it can come right back. You just select, right click, unhide. No big deal. So there's that. You can change, and I know this is a really, really simple one, but if you want to see more of the data at one time, you can zoom in or zoom out down here in the bottom right corner. And if I zoom out, I can see, and I know you can't really see the numbers that way, but the colors kind of give you an indication of what's going on as an overview at a glance. Let me also say that I went through all the DIBELS data. Let me go back to this one because you can see it better. And I went through all of the tests that we had that had a beginning and mid-year test. And let me see if there's, so like this one, the beginning letter naming to mid letter naming for this teacher for kindergarten, if her core went up, I've underlined it just so you can see at a glance that there was some growth there in the core. I did not indicate any changes for strategic or intervention, but I did for core just because that's the group that we're most excited about kids moving up to. The other thing, and I've told you this before just in an email, but I've had a couple of you ask me to walk through this. So if you go to page layout, this box right here that has width and height, you can choose how many pages tall and how many pages wide you would like this data to print out on your page. So you can play with, like I know some of you are making this kind of stuff poster size, and you're doing that by changing the height to maybe 2 or 3 pages depending on how many teachers you have, and then the width you're kind of playing with it until you get it the way that you want it. But there's a lot of ways you can play with print options here. You can if you want the grid lines to show, you can click print right here, and when it prints out, it'll show you all the little grayed outlines there if that would be helpful for you. And really that's all I've got. If there's anything else that you need me to go over, if there's something that I need to change for you, if there's a better way that you can think of for me to report this material, it took me a while to figure out the best way to do that, and that's why I finally settled on giving you 2 options. But if you can think of another way that might be helpful, please let me know. I'd love to play around with it and try to make it as user friendly for you as I can. Thanks, and have a good day.